Hi. Hi, everybody. I'm live. I'm just going to bring up this on another screen. Man, I've been in the flow of things, putting out fires this morning. And when I say putting out fires, I mean just feeling like I'm running a course or something here. So there we go. Mute that. Okay, perfect. Good. So I'll go over to here. Yeah. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to start with Zila's question first. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to start with grounding first. So bear with me here a minute. I want to just get that in here. Grab that. Okay, so let's just ground into the energy of what's around us. So calling in our compassionate spirit guides, first of all. The gatekeepers, calling in the acceptance, the wisdom, connecting into the I'm aware, connected and all-knowing, feeling your feet on the ground, calling in the east and wind, the south and fire, the west and water, north and earth, everything within self, everything without self, stepping into accepting, trusting, and believing, being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. And so it is. Beautiful. Right on. Good morning, Sue, Maria. Let me just see who else is on here. Janice. Good to see y'all. So I'm going to answer Zila's first. There we go. Somebody else just came on. Hi, Robin. I'm flipping between 3 screens here, guys, so that this flows. Okay. I realized I spelled minutes wrong. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Okay, so Zila asks, hi, Sandra. What would my guides like me to know right now about the set of cards I designed and also the new certification I've gained? I would like to pursue these to generate as a side income, not just as a hobby, with many thanks. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that's likely, just bear with me here. I know that you asked a question in my email as well, because you actually used, and I thank you so much. Yes, you used the same question. Perfect. Zila, I just want to say thank you for using, and not to say that everybody else has to, but I just really appreciate you using that Q&A link in the monthly newsletter, because it just shows me that you're reading it, and I just love that. I just, every time I get your question like that, my heart sings. So I love that. Thank you very much. And for those of you who are using this post, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, no problems there. So I've actually received some of the cards, if not all of them, that she's created. Just a beautiful, beautiful deck. They're in my sacred space. I'll have to pull them out. You know, it's really interesting that you asked this, Zila, because I have recently, probably about 2 months ago, but I really am starting to use them a lot more, purchased Stephen Farmer's Messages from the Ancestors. And I was on a call listening to him and Marilyn Alora, Stephen Farmer, and Marilyn Alora, and he did a reading for me then. I ordered the cards while I was on that Q&A with him. It was just really, really magical. And in doing that, that whole process of being there with him and getting this card reading, I really stepped into the energy of exactly the question you're asking. What did I want to do with these cards? How did I want to read with these cards? And that's so magical because they're messages from the ancestors. I wanted to treat them a little bit differently than all my other decks of cards. And that was really kind of interesting. I took them to the Summer Solstice sound bath. There's something sonic about that. and I blessed them while they were there. I blessed them with all the incredible music, the beautiful energy of the people that were there. And then I actually did a reading for myself and 2 other people, pulling the cards from the deck. And the card that I got that day was absolutely magical. But what I want to do with these decks, this deck specifically, the messages from the ancestors, is exactly that. I don't want to just look at the card and go, oh, this is what the card looks like. This is the stuff that I see in the picture. No, I want to have a direct line with the ancestors. And that's a really magical intention that I've set with this deck of cards. So please, I'm live right now, Zila, if hopefully you see that. I see you wrote thank you on there. Set an intention with this beautiful deck of cards that you've created of what you want to do. For instance, for myself, with this messages from the ancestors, I want to connect in with the ancestors. And it's really magical what's been unfolding, because that's what I've chosen to do. Okay. I'm not, like I said, I'm not reading them like I read all the other cards decks of cards I have. I'm really stepping into the energy in a different way. So now I'd like to pursue these as to generate as a side income. Well, it all depends again on how you want to do things with these cards. What do you want to do with them, right? If you're doing readings with them, it's the same as my soul readings. I chose to use oracle cards, tarot cards, to do soul readings. And I have people choose which deck they want by number. They don't get to know the names, but they get to know and pick a number between 1 and I think it's 16 or 17 decks of cards I have now. It could be even more. And then I give them a soul reading from that deck of cards. And that's an income right there. The certification, I'm unaware of what you've been certified in. I'm guessing, though, that you can incorporate that in somehow with the cards. It feels very, very interesting how they want to weave in together. Okay. Let me just see if there's anything else coming in. I'm getting, I took a picture of white flowers, white daisies yesterday, and that's what's coming up. I'll show you a picture so you know which flowers I'm talking about. We'll see if I can bring it up on my phone here, and if I can hold it up to the phone so you guys can see it to the camera. Those type of flowers. That's the type of flowers I'm seeing for you. So there's something about those type of flowers, the white outside and the yellow inside. And I believe those are daisies. Okay, so there's something about daisies. Look up what daisies mean, Zila. Thank you so much. Colleen, hello. Let me just put in here the little blip first with the spelling correction. So we're about 8 minutes in, give or take. There we go. So Colleen asked, what direction do my guides want me to take with regards to coaching and next level learning? Ooh, that's interesting. So there's a couple things happening with that, and it's so interesting because now that I hear NLL, I think about next level living. Having said that, I know, I'm not sure what you've done, but I know that Marilyn has started SAS up again. If you've been through that program, then that she's doing something within there. So that's the next level learning I would suggest you step into. If you've never been in there, she's offering it for a really good price, and a price that personally I've never seen before. It's going to be run a little bit differently. So there is that. And that's just coming from me, from Sandra, okay? So what direction do my guides want me to take with regards to coaching and the next level learning? I would love to know if that coaching means that's what you want is the coaching, or is that coaching that somebody else wants? Sorry, that's not how I wanted to word that. How I wanted to word that was, is that coaching that you want for yourself or you want to do as a coach? So clarification on that would be very helpful, Colleen. And I guess that's what it is that getting clear, right? It's getting clear on what do you want, right? If you're in the position to step into getting coaching, I would be very clear about what you want for coaching. And I say that with a lot of sincerity. I mean, you know, a lot of really beautiful coaches because of being in Membership for Your Soul, because of being here. You know, a lot of beautiful coaches. So if you're stepping into the energy of who do I want to coach right now, I know for myself, I have made very clear decisions on what I needed. Okay, so when I say that, when in 2020, end of 2020, I hopped into this 3-day paid event as a participant. And from there, I purchased a coaching package with this beautiful woman out of Vancouver that does Facebook ads, et cetera, et cetera. She made a huge difference in my life in 2021. That was someone that I was really connected in with, and the stuff that I learned and how much my whole business persona came to the forefront in really magical ways. Before that, I wasn't, if you Googled me, I was barely seen. Now, if you Google my name, I'm very known out there. I've got a lot of stuff out there. So I'm loving that. Then the next coaching I've had, some of the coaching I've had with a couple other people, I went into it for specific reasons. And I'm not going to rattle off all the coaches' names, but they do know that they all had specific reasons. In January of this year, I got on board with a coach who was very specific about partnership marketing. And that was learning how to create an email to send out to specific podcasts or telesummits, this type of thing. And then how to do the follow-up from there. The coaching that I stepped into in, I believe, March, it's a 4-month one. It just ended. March, April, May, June. Yeah, it just ended. Wow. Holy cow, that took my business to another whole level. I really got in and dug deeply into the background pieces. I was in every year up until this year, I've been like, okay, I want to do this and I want to do it next week. So I have learned that that doesn't work when I'm running a business, that you actually have to decide you're going to do something and then move back towards starting to create it. So you give yourself at least 6 weeks plus to create something. So what do you want with coaching? Are you want to be a coach? That's that next step then is really kind of figuring out who are your perfect clients. There's so much information out there. It's too bad I didn't know this back in March, because somebody could have partnershiped with me, et cetera, in this coaching program that I just ended. C'est la vie, that's life, right? But yeah, I'm not sure what you mean about coaching. So you need to be clear on that. So then that next level learning, I just read out or just said a whole bunch of different things. It is like stepping into the energy of what do you want to learn? How do you want to open up? We opened up this by being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. I'm just going to move the camera here so I'm actually looking at it instead of the names on here. Let's see if there's anything else. I guess it's getting clear. It's getting clear. Decide who you want to work with. If you know who your people are, like myself, I'm working with spiritually connected women who are ready to confidently co-create their lives with their guides. That's the people I work with. Are there men involved in that? Yes. Is there an age that I usually work with? Yes. But for the most part, I'm working with spiritually connected women who are ready to confidently co-create. Does that mean that they're already confident? No, but I walk them through the steps that get them to the point where they're confidently co-creating with their guides, okay? Or they are, and they just need some help. Anyway, lots of information flopped out from there. Hi, Debbie, pleased to see you here as well. And Maria Norden's here now too. Okay, so looking to Maria Pringle's question. We are answering, so you can come back and take a look 14 minutes in. I want to know if my ancestors disagree with each other. Could I have two different guides trying to show me two different paths? I felt very confused and a bit lost, a bit like a dark night of the soul, not a term I use lately. Fair enough. Because of our familiarity with each other, I totally get where you're coming from with that and how much you've dove into this. So that's a beautiful question. I want to know if my ancestors disagree with each other. That is a really interesting concept, and I can see the energy of how it may be perceived as that, okay? It's finding the balance in what they're saying, okay? So it's just like when you have two coaches, you may really agree with some stuff that one coach does and not so much with some of the stuff that same coach does. Same thing, right? Okay, so could I have two different guides trying to show me two different paths? I would say yes to that, because just like I was saying with Colleen, it's you getting clear on what you want, right? And having that big vision of where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to feel, especially how you want to feel, is extremely important. So I know I feel like I'm confusing this a lot with this. In a paid membership that I was in, I'm still in it, the teacher, mentor, coach in there introduced the concept of a gatekeeper. Maybe connect in with your gatekeeper, Maria, and have that gatekeeper be the one who brings in the information in a single path to you, okay? Start working with your gatekeeper. Connect, go into meditation, ask to meet your gatekeeper, and then have an interview, I guess you could say, with your gatekeeper, okay? If you have done the interview process with me in different places, then just follow suit. If you've been part of the ebook, etc., I believe I lead you to a point where you can get the dragon interview and you can use the same concept. Some of you have done this with cards with me. So ask questions of the gatekeeper, okay? We had a really great conversation yesterday, Maria. Like I said, it's clarity, getting clear on what you want. Now, some of you have asked for general readings. That's okay, because that's what you'll get as a general reading, right? But when you get clear on things, more specific information comes through on specific things. Can I say that any weirder? I want to know if my ancestors disagree with each other. I wouldn't say that they disagree with each other. And I'm glad I came around and read that for the third time, because there's that past, present, and future energy, right? So I would say that your ancestors don't necessarily. So I love this. Okay, so let me just kind of step back here. Because I'm immediately feeling the movie about. I don't think it's about Cinco de Mayo, the Day of the Dead, although it may be that. And it's a beautiful cartoon movie with the little boy who wants to bring something to I believe his grandfather, so that his grandfather, because his grandmother's with them, but he wants to take this thing to his grandfather, but somebody's got it. So there may be, because of that movie, some confusion about how the ancestors react. There's all kinds of interpretations. How do you want them to react? Coco, yes, Coco, the movie Coco. That's exactly the movie I'm talking about. I love that movie. It was so beautiful. So again, some of this is cultural beliefs coming in, possibly. Yes, you're Canadian, but sometimes we're raised in specific ways. My dad's mother was Native Indian, status Indian, and there were some things in the household that he was raised in that manner, but for the other parts, he was raised as a farmer's son. So it depends on what the culture is, right? So that's why I kind of bring that movie to light, is what do you want? How do you want to move forward with your ancestors? That's what I did. I chose a specific ancestor. Yes, other ancestors work with me, but I chose a specific ancestor as well. And that specific ancestor is the one who's working with me for the medicine wheel in this quarter. I know I could go on and on about this. They say that when, and whoever they is, I believe is how I best put that, I guess, is that when the ancestors pass over, they retain their personalities, they retain their humor, etc. Although they're usually now in a position where they see where they could have possibly done things differently, and they're in the mode of helping. There are a lot of guides out there. That's why I called in the compassionate spirit guides to come into here. Thank you. Thank you. I love how I'm honing in on this now. So ask to only be working with your compassionate spirit ancestors. Right? Maybe that's the route to go. So hopefully that answered. Let me know in the comments there, Coco. Maria. Oh my goodness. That was a deep one. Wow. Janice, coming on to Janice's question here. Need to have a drink of water too. Yeah, before I read Janice's, Maria, you're so accurate. The power of the words. Power of our words is so important, because you notice that there's our guides, there's our ancestors, or there's the compassionate spirit guides. You know, we're as a shaman, one of the things we learn and we bring forth and teach is that if the guides that are there are not working with us in our favor, or working for the powerful good of love and positive outcomes, then we can ask them to get out of the way. We can ask them to move back. We can ask them to remove themselves. They have no choice at that time. They have to remove themselves, okay? So Janice, hi Sandra, something happened while cleaning the spare bedroom yesterday in preparation for company later this week, which has me wondering if my mother or perhaps my grandmother are wanting to get a message to me. I love that, because we're talking about ancestors, and technically they're your ancestors. So let me tap, you know what, I'm going to pull a card on that, since I got the ancestors deck out here. And as I've mentioned, I've gotten very specific about what these cards, how I'm going to read them, and asking for guidance from the specific ancestors. So I'm just clearing the deck, bringing in positive light, positive energy for the highest good, for the most benevolent reasons. Being asked to shuffle one more time. Interesting. Okay. And when I say interesting, it's because the same card landed on top, and I had questioned if it's that card, and it came up on top again. So obviously it is. So this is going to be, is it mother or grandmother? Mother or grandmother? I'm getting pulled in the mother direction. So this is a celestial energy is coming in with your mother. So there's something very powerful happening with the stars, the way they're aligning right now. We should have Kitty in the group pretty soon. Go and listen to what she said in both in her group, the Intuition of the Soul, but also too in the Empowering the Healer Within community. Her July 2nd Facebook Live has some really good information in that about how to step into our intentions and our paths, etc., etc. So yes, your mother is working with the stars. The word boundless is coming up on that, so it's possibilities, and the word improbabilities is coming up as well. So what does improbabilities mean for you? I love that, because we're talking about possibilities, and if something's improbable, I think if my understanding of the word is that the odds are not in something's favor if it's improbable. Now, the possibilities, though, actually give that a chance. You know, miracles happen all the time. So yes, there's something happening in the energy with your mother and wanting to get a message to you. It has to do with the celestial energy. What's really interesting about this too is there's a mom and her daughter in that. Let me just put this here. Where's that camera? You see the two people here? Yeah. So that's really tapping into the energy of those two beings. It's interesting because I'm seeing one foot being put in front of the other foot. You're being told by your mother, one foot in front of the other foot, but I'm seeing different shoes. So it's as though you were playing dress up as a child and playing these different roles. So that's what she's asking you to step into, is playing these different roles. Okay. Interesting. Maria Norden next. Maria, 25 minutes in. Hi, Sandra. I would like a reading regarding my energy and health to see what is going on. I'm tired a lot, lack energy despite the lovely summer that I so enjoy. I so wish we had summer here. I am definitely a little bit envious of that. We've had very gray days and not very high temperatures. So, and we're already into the first week of July. So I'm definitely envious of you. I think this is the whitest I've ever been in this month for decades. So definitely, Maria, I'd say the same thing to you as well. Go into the Empowering the Healer Within community and have a listen to Kitty's July 2nd recording, because there's some really good information in there about what's going on with the stars that definitely have some effect on your energy and health. But let me tap into that. Actually, I'm going to pull a card. Right there. You may want to also listen to the Soulful Power Call 21 that I did yesterday too, because I walked through what the last roughly year and a half have been for me and where I'm at now, mentally and mindset wise, how I'm ready to do this step in my health. So you may want to go have a listen to that call as well. Innocence and purity. So I just want to tap into the energy. Yes, there's a horse there and there's cats there. Cats have 9 lives. The horse is, I'm just feeling the native energy of the brown horse. There's something very powerful about that brown horse. And I don't have that book with me for the medicine animals because brown means something specific too. So let me just tap into the ancestral energy that's coming through with this brown brown horse and cat. There's dog energy coming in there as well. So there's definitely 3. Okay, interesting. Domesticated animals. They're domesticated animals. So there's something about domestication. There's something about you're being asked to step out of your usual roles of being a domesticated woman. Maybe that's the caretaker of your mom. Maybe that's the cleaning the bathroom, doing the laundry. You're being asked to step out of those roles and do something that's a little bit out of the norm for yourself. Like when you go for a walk around that beautiful wooded area and maybe you see swans this time, sit down and have a conversation with them. Spend some time with them, take a book, maybe attempt to draw them. It's so interesting. Drawing's really coming up a lot right now, which is so fascinating. What else here? So I know, I think you've probably seen my raccoon. I think you may have seen my raven one as well. I have literally gone and looked at photographs. You have photos that you've taken of the swan, I believe. There's something coming up with the swan energy, because the swan isn't. Bear with me here. I'm having trouble rolling this off my tongue, so bear with me here. The swans you're seeing are wild swans. They're not domesticated swans. So there's something very powerful about you recognizing how you're stepping out of those roles that society sees you in. How do you want to see yourself? This is so fascinating. I love this question because I love what's coming up right now. I could feel the energy of okay, so okay, thank you. Okay. They literally took me to this point where I was sitting in front of my computer, gosh, what would that have been? I can't remember what year it was. I'm thinking it was probably 2015. I was sitting in front of the computer. I was going to look at doing a paramedic type of course. And when I went to click on something, orthobionomy course popped up instead. Or vice versa. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, there is something about going on the computer or on the internet or flipping open a book and having the question in mind about, okay, what am I doing? You know, like I'm looking for something. So as I mentioned, I was going to look at doing this course. I knew I was going to go spend some time at 2 weeks at my mom's, but when I went to go click on it in the computer, another entire course that was an entirely different direction, like seriously an entirely different direction. Same field, medical, holistic medical health, yada, 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 because there's hands-on healing and then there's the Western medicine. But I stepped into the hands-on healing type of energy instead, and it was just really, really magical what unfolded since then. I've been stepping into doing the shaman course and doing all these different things, doing the medicine wheel, and I haven't looked back. I haven't looked back, Maria. So I've told you time and time again, you're on the cusp, you're on the cusp, you're on the cusp. It's because you get on there and you flow into it, and then it feels like, okay, I haven't done anything, but you've moved through things. I can see your growth. Other people are seeing your growth. Other people are seeing just how much clearer you're getting, and there's no time frame, okay? The speed you're doing it at is absolutely fine. The things that you've been doing is absolutely fine. So yeah, you know what? I'm listening to, and I believe you've been part of it, Sass. I've listened to the beginning of this first video twice now, and I keep hearing Marilyn say, with your painting or drawing, and it's like, oh my God, I want to do like Sue Miller's soul art stuff. There's something so powerful. I want to be like Jerome with his artwork and that. And there's something really coming up so big, so majorly to put onto paper, except that we often have these preconceived ideas that we don't have the ability to express ourselves. Letting go of that so that we can express ourselves. Sit there, breathe your way through the I am open mantra. Put on some music that moves your heart. Okay, Maria, this is a powerful, powerful question you've asked today. Wow. I'm like in, whoa. Yeah. So I'm loving what you wrote here too. You love the card. Very interesting reading. I like drawing. Tells me I must get more creative. And no more domestication. Exactly. You know what? When you step into the role of being a different person, it like not a different person, but step away from the domestication. The domestication parts of our life become different, because now when I sweep up my floor, I'm not looking at it as sweeping up my floor. It's just like I'm moving energy in my house. That's what I'm doing, right? So really understand what's going on with the domestication parts of it as well, okay? Yeah, I'm just really, really liking all this information. And I just want to say to everybody on here, if the what I'm saying for any one of you specifically resonates with anybody else on here, grab it and run with it. This is powerful stuff happening right here. Thank you for asking that question, Maria. Pauline. I love your energy, Pauline. I love how you're showing up in my arenas, my circles lately. I just am really so blessed to have you here. Thank you. A general reading, for sure. Okay, I'm going to pull a card for you as well because I'm really into these ancestor cards right now. I'm being asked to shuffle again, clearing the energy for you, Pauline. And even as I'm doing that, I'm feeling the energy of, wow. So I got this picture, first of all, of a little white flag. And it was like a little white flag that is, I don't even know how to do it. It looks like this on the end. It has a triangle space cut out of it, and it's white. So it's kind of like that, I guess. If you're doing it, that's just weird. And then as soon as I saw that, I saw the mast, and then I saw the whole wooden ship. So there's something about your ancestor energy, the general reading that you're asking for. There's something about the this old ship, like I can see it. And you know what? It's got the cross on it. And the cross is the cross that goes wide at each of the ends. I don't even know if I can draw it right now. Bear with me. I'm going to see if I can draw it. Oh, this is so neat. I want to draw it in my lipstick, but that won't work, will it? I'm going to draw it with this. Bear with me. So this, I'm getting the image, though, that this is black, not the color that I'm drawing it in right now. I'm just drawing it in this because this is what I have that's handy that can make it go wider. Okay. And there's some sort of circular energy. Oh, and this is really looking familiar to me now. So this is what it looks like. Is something like that. Okay. But black. So that's the ancestral energy that's coming through right now on right away is this ship. It's a wooden galleon for sure. Okay, is the energy of what I've got coming in. That word just popped in like, bam, Celtic, cool. Yeah, like the Maltese cross. Yeah, exactly. Ruler energy. Oh, wow. Wow. So I'm reading this for who? Pauline. Oh my goodness. Look at the energy of that. Wow. So there's something really, really powerful coming up with this for you right now, Pauline. It's interesting because of, and you know what, first of all, here you are. I feel like the student is speaking to the teacher right now with you, Pauline. The Templar cross. Let me just feel into the energy of those two. Templar here, and I'm Maltese is gone completely. Yes, the Templar cross is the one that's coming in. Thank you though, Sue, for the suggestion of the other one, but it's the Templar cross. Yeah. I've, again, as I was starting to say, I feel like I'm the student speaking to the teacher or the professor because of your skill. This is your forte, is the ancestral line, is the familial lineage and all of that. So there's something really big coming up with that. And you know what's really kind of cool is I'm doing this Dragon Chakra workshop on July 13th. It starts with an info one on July 11th. Look at what's on her crown. Wow, hey? Dragons. Yeah. So there's something really coming up for you. You know what? You're being asked to follow the lines back. I don't know if when you bring up this cross, there's something on that cross that you're being asked to follow back. So when I say follow back, and I'm apparently going to draw another picture. There's I'm going to do this one with the black. Okay. So there's something about, and I can't even how do I do this here? Bear with me here. I don't want to go through the lines of this. Okay. Let's see if you can figure out what I've got drawn here. Okay, so now I've gotten this drawn. It's like a vortex. You're being asked to follow whatever back through the energy vortex to the point that is it's something to do with dragons in your lineage. That sounds so exciting. Let me know how that goes. Wow. I'm going to show you that picture again, too. I just love what I'm drawing here right now. You see what happens when we let go, Maria Norden? And just let it start to flow? That's cool. That is so cool. I'm very excited about that. Hey, you know what? The Templar cross does not have the circular one. The Celtic one does. That's what Sue is saying. And it may, you know what? Who's to say whether at some point in the beginning of history the Templar did not have one or did have one? And it may be that I'm feeling the energy of the vortex rather than the circle itself, right? I don't know. That's something that Pauline's going to have to dive into. Beautiful, beautiful energy in that. Thank you, though, for clarifying that, Sue. Really appreciate it. Okay, and now coming to Sue. Loving your question already. I haven't even quite read it yet. Where are we here? How many minutes in are we? 40 minutes in. Okay, tell me what I need to know for what I need to do next. Ooh. So there's something about the infinite spiral coming up. Something about that infinite spiral coming up. There's numbers coming up. So when I say there's numbers coming up, it's the numbers of the Fibonacci that are coming up. So there's some powerful energy coming up with that. And it feels as though if you were to write it all, like if you were to go, and this, okay, so interesting. For a minute there, I wanted to say, oh, this may be feeling like you're wasting your time. However, having said that, this is going to be what it is for you. Okay. So my perception of it was goofy and unneeded. You're being asked to possibly write out numbers, meaning that you just literally start writing out numbers. There's some code that's coming up right now. There's some code that's coming up. So I'm not sure if that's the Fibonacci sequence. There's some portion of that, or if this is a code where you just sit down and you start writing numbers. And even if I'm talking right now and the energy of this is flowing and you can feel the numbers coming up, start writing those numbers down. Okay. They're very, very powerful. Yeah, play the Powerball. I have no idea. That's not what's coming up in the energy of this, but of course, because you said that, I'm now getting this visual of it. I don't know. I'm not the type of person that would tell you to go out and buy a ticket. Having said that, I have paid attention to the energy when I feel drawn to go do that. So if that's what's coming up for you, maybe you should pay attention to it. Okay. Loving it. And now Robin's saying something along the lines about being quarantined at home with COVID. You're not the only one. I personally don't have COVID right now. I have personally never caught it yet. There are definitely others among our community that do have it currently. And she also wrote, I feel it has more to do with learning than illness. Exactly. When I was separated by distance because of COVID with my husband, he was at one end of the place and I was at the other end of the place that I'm talking about in our mobile home, in our home. Yeah. Anything more than numbers? Okay, bear with me here. Maybe I'll pull an ancestor card for you too. And hi, Sarah. I love you. I did get your message and I replied to your message. We'd love to have you here. Okay, so feeling into Sue again, artisan. And you know what? You can't make this stuff up. Remember what I drew on the paper for you, Sue? Look at what's on here. Oh, Lord. So there's something very powerful about those numbers. You're being asked to pay attention to that. Okay, they're honing it back for you. I noticed, Marie, Sarah, are you still here? Because if you're still here, I'll pull a card for you. And if I have any time at the end, kind of lonely having to keep people away from me. Yeah, it's a little bit different, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I have to go to my next call right away. And Robin's getting yes to the Powerball. Yes, good. Yay! Can't wait. Okay, so Sarah, yours is being done. I'm gonna put. Oops. Where am I here? This is what I wanted. Okay. So the card you're getting is an inventor. Give me a second here.
Mute that.
What the heck? There we go. It keeps wanting me to reply. Oh, that's because I'm replying on the live. Okay. So Sarah, this is 45 minutes in. Inventor card is what's coming up for you. Okay. And the energy of that is, this reminds me of your mind, just so many different things. You're an artist in your own right as well, too. So there's something about how you create, what you're creating in your life, the magic that you're doing with your going out and doing things. You're living the life I want to be living right now. Think of that. There's a lot of power happening with what you got coming up. So let me just tap into the energy of this, the inventor energy. I'm not sure if it's me that's doing this or if it's for a specific reason, but automatically I'm going all the way back to the Black Obsidian Cave, where I believe you and I first were acquainted. Way like eons, the beginning of time. But there's something, bear with me here. Oh, wow. Okay, so what I'm seeing now, this is very intriguing. So I knew for myself, and I'm going to show you the card again. I knew for myself that I had some big power energy happening, that I was big power energy from the beginning of time. But I see you now standing beside me in equality, and not to say that I never thought you were equal. Okay, this is different. This is about, I'm now seeing the power you have. Your ancestors are now revealing the power you have. Okay, there's something very, very magical. There's a word that doesn't even make sense. Look at that. Look what's happening in that card. There's flight. There's all kinds of flight in that. There's 3 different types of flight in that for sure. In fact, there's 4, 5 different types of flight, 6 different types of flight. Okay, there's the bird, the balloon, the hang glider, the biplane, the rocket ship, that angel wings. Like, there's just so much flight in this. And that's what's really coming up for you is how you have. Okay, thank you. When you flew from Australia, you opened up your life and you're continuing to fly, and you're just being very much kudoed, very much way to go. We're praising you. We're celebrating you with regards to what you've done in your life. That's what your guides are coming through and speaking about and showing, okay? And ingenuity is the word on the card as well. I do have to go. I know Maria Pringle also asked for a card, but should I pull one? Let me pull one for the group, and then this will be for Maria as well. So this is for the whole group. The actor card came up. I love this because right now I'm doing this thing where my a couple things are coming up. One is that I've got my timer set on my phone. When it went off this morning, it was 7:30, and it was just as I had looked outside to look at the Blue Jays. And when I looked at the Blue Jays, blue jays are they're like the mask. Magpies and blue jays are mask wearers. They show one side, they're imitators, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what we're being asked to look at. Okay, I'm in the process of painting the mask, like painting in my vision book, or painting in my art book, this mask. And I started with a black first, and wrote words underneath it. I wrote I am a love mantra, but it was even more powerful than that. And we're really starting to reveal the masks. We're starting to reveal the masks and see ourselves in new lights. What a beautiful card, considering our conversation yesterday, Maria. So very, very powerful. So you're playing a role, right? So we're stepping out of the domestication into the wildness of our life, into the joyful thing. We're the inventors. Like all of these cards, all of them can come together. So beautiful. Right on. And yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I love each and every one of you so much. You all have a place in my heart. What an incredible Q&A. I really, really enjoy doing these. And this week, I did some alterations, correcting little blips on the Dragon ebook stuff, not the book itself, but the email sequence that followed that. And next week, we have the Dragon Chakra Workshop coming up. If you're in the Empowering the Healer Within community, you've been invited into it already. And if you haven't done the ebook, that's another way to get in there for free. Otherwise, it's $27 to get in there. And the other thing is that I wanted to mention is I personally, and here's the big wow moment in my week, is I get to interview Marilyn Laloria tomorrow. Okay, so that's going to be fed into multiple places. So you get to hear her and her experiences on writing the guides book, and what she wants to bring to you guys around guides. I'm so excited about that interview. So that's tomorrow at noon Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. What's the word I'm looking for? 2 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Maria Norden and Maria Pringle. You guys are both in that. I've already added you to it, so you'll be getting some emails around that. Okay. Loving y'all. Take care. Have a magical rest of the day.